Hi everyone, this is the Sophomore English Club channel, and warmly welcome to the podcast series accompanying you to share the perspective in life. I'm Gong Yan, coming to the topic Future and Coming of Age today. We'll talk about cultural behavior in youngsters today. As you know, the youth is the core force in the developing process of society. Therefore, the problems are always concerning and need to be discussed intuitively and frankly. One of them is cultural behavior. Young people with proper attitudes also contribute to a civilized and progressive society. Dear young people, have you ever reconsidered your behavior as well as those of other people? Do other people's ways of behaving positively or negatively influence you? Today, let's share and answer some questions about youngsters' cultural behavior. First, we have to know what is cultural behavior. Easy to understand their standards, behaviors, attitudes towards things, events occurring in life, as well as relationships between people and people. The cultural behavior of someone is the result of long-term education in the whole family, school, and society. In our lives, cultural behaviors decide a lot of success or failure in every person. This is reflected in the way that this person treats those around them and the sympathy they get back. Indeed, no one likes misbehaved men, and no one does not like polite and amiable one. So, in current society, how do youngsters show their cultural behavior? These issues of the youth are also mentioned on social media. The vast majority show a great manner with their friends, family, and society. They become shining examples and spread good messages to everyone. Youngsters' cultural behavior interferes between East and West, modern and traditional. Therefore, they have open thoughts and eradicate backward and outdated things. They learn rituals to behave properly with older people and build a gracious and advancing generation. Nevertheless, some young people show insolent behavior toward adults. In some families, children scold and even punch their parents or grandparents when they do unpleasant something. In a meeting weekend program, Mr. Zhong Yang shared that he used to see the boy who was verbally abused and had a tendency to use violence with his mother on the street. It is worth mentioning that this situation happened in a crowded place. It means that rude behaviors, even violence against older people, still occur as a normal event in young people. This leads to a trend, the rejuvenation of wrongdoers. This trend is also a reality in Vietnam in recent years. Besides, the propensity for violence is increasing. This tendency is one of the solutions to deal with disagreement in teenagers. It is the part of the cause leading to beating each other in school. The violent trend does not stop in the school environment. It is also used to solve the arguments, especially the love problem. There is no shortage of murdering the lovers. Both killers and victims are very young. Temporarily put aside the aforementioned macro problems. In fact, even in the smallest thing, good cultural behavior is being lost. For example, there are a lot of youngsters who are not aware of the culture of cooing, still jostling and pushing each other. Or others throw rubbish recklessly in public places, from beaches and camping places to classrooms, schoolyards, etc. Another example is that the choice of customs is not suitable for different destinations, especially revealing clothing when going to the temple, or simply not apologizing accidentally affects other people. All these things reflect the negative behavioral culture of young people today. On the other hand, society has developed, social networks have reached the top, and the manners of people in the virtual world are a concerning problem. Nowadays, it is not difficult to encounter rude vulgar comments, and swear words on Facebook and other social networking platforms. The action of stoning and boycotting is also increasingly popular and has become more negative. The demand for likes increases, and many YouTubers, TikTokers, etc. create many videos to attract likes, views, and followers, regardless of whether the video content is appropriate or not. This trend greatly affects the mindset and thinking of the viewers, especially the children. Undoubtedly, the development of technology and science helps youngsters connect and show the dynamic and responsiveness in absorbing new things. However, this also impacts youngsters' cultural behavior today. If youngsters do not practice and improve, they will be misdirected. If their manners do not correct in time, they will create a hole in cultural behavior towards family. The public and schools are partly to blame for this. However, character education for adolescents mostly comes from the moral foundation of the family. In the busy life, many parents immerse themselves in earning money instead of educating their children, causing them to go astray. Besides, individuals are a crucial factor in deciding our cultural behavior. We need to consider the cultural environment, friends, etc. to enhance our manners. At the same time, the selective reception of cultural sources from reality to social networking sites, reflective thinking, having a multi-dimensional perspective, and retention are essential skills for people to develop in the current chaotic cultural environment rightly. Thank you for listening. We hope that the above sharing will help you see more intuitively the cultural behavior of young people today. Therefore, you will have more awareness and correct actions in your daily behavior and communication.